I'm with DIY Detail. Today, I've got a special guest, Owen.
Hello, everybody.
So, Owen is a young gentleman here in Omaha. This is his grandfather's Jeep, and we're going to teach Owen how to clean his grandfather's Jeep. So, you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. So, Owen, we're going to give you the fun part here. Putting foam on a vehicle.
All right.
In the foam cannon, we have 1 ounce of Incredible Suds, which is our soap, and about a quart of water. There we go. Covered in foam.
All right. Why do we use the foam instead of just regular soap?
So, well, it is a soap. It's a car wash soap, but the foam, what it's doing is all this dirt that's on the truck. It's actually going to start breaking it down before we start going on it with a mitt. So it's helping to lubricate and at the same time take much of that off as possible. So we're taking the grit off the surface of the vehicle.
Okay.
Off you go. Now, to make life a little easier, you have to actually bend. You know, I know you're young, you're not flexible yet. You get flexible as you get old. But you want to get in here, especially on a Jeep. Down there, inside the wheel wells, etc. So you go do the front and the other side.
All right.
Very good, and I'll get the roof. So you can actually hear the foam falling off the Jeep. And if you look in the foam itself, you'll see a lot of that dirt that was on the Jeep is now in that foam on the ground. Since this is Owen's first time with a foam cannon, he sort of went through a lot of it. Not a problem, don't worry. We'll just add a little more water to this and be right back.
Are we ready to put the mitt to it?
Not ready to put them into it. We do what's called a foam rinse foam. So we foamed it. Now we've taken a lot of the dirt off, but we're going to rinse it one more time and apply more foam. That way we're making sure we're taking as much of the grit off of the vehicle as possible before taking a mitt to it to scratch it up. I know your grandfather goes hunting with this, and it's a little scratched up already, but we don't want to make it worse.
All right, let's rinse it.
Yep, here we go. So basically when you're rinsing, you want to take your gun and just go back and forth, but keep a bit of an angle. So if you go like this, see how it's moving the water around? You want to have a bit of an angle so you're moving the soap in the water at the same time.
Okay.
Have fun.
How should we do the bed?
So the bed, so start at the back and we'll just bring the water down between the two here and that'll help clean that off as well. So bring the hose back around the front. Don't be overly concerned about getting it all off. We're just going to be foaming it again in a second.
Okay.
Great job of rinsing it, Owen. So next, you get to foam it once again.
All right.
As you can see, we've taken a lot of that grit off the vehicle. Now there's still a little bit on here because it's a little embedded, but as you can see, it's actually floating over top of the surface. So it's not a concern anymore. But we're going to add more foam to give us more lubrication.
So this foaming again is just going to help get all of it off?
Yeah, well this is going to help provide lubrication and then we go with the mitts and agitate it with that.
All right.
Have fun. You can move back a little. You don't have to be so close. Yeah. That way you don't wear the foam. Owen, did you ever make a volcano in science fair for school?
I don't think I did, no.
No? Okay, you're about to.
All right.
Point that in here. No, put it right in. Yeah. And go for it. That's about good. And we'll get it set up for the next phase, which is with the pressure washer tip. One thing when you put a pressure washer tip on pressure washer, always make sure it's secure and never point it at the vehicle to start. So there. Now we know it's not going to come off here. So when we're ready to go again, we'll have it. We're going to add a little bit more foam to the vehicle, but just the wheels and tires.
All right.
If you want to take this, and it's as simple as doing that, you can do it on the other ones. And while you're at it, put a little bit on the front bumper and the grill. Excellent. It's going to help break down the insects that might be on the front end there. Next, we get to do what's called the contact wash. So this is the first time we're actually touching the Jeep with anything, and that will be some nice soapy wash mitts. But, before, 1 second. You're young, your skin is still fragile, you haven't picked up any bad habits yet, so we'll stop you from picking up bad habits. Have some gloves, sir.
Wonderful.
So safety is very important, and it's something we need to learn at a young age. The younger you learn it, the better you'll be going forward. Speaking of safety, I've got a ladder here, and I'm the old guy, so I'll do the roof. That way I don't want you slipping and falling. If I fall, it's my place, not yours.
What are the gloves protecting us from?
Protecting us from ourselves more than anything else. So yes, the Incredible Suds is actually a safe product. It's not a bad thing on our hands, but we might get into something else. There might be something on here that can cause a reaction. We don't know what's on the vehicle. So by protecting ourselves, we're doing a much better job.
Okay.
So have a nice soapy wash mitt, young man.
Thank you.
You do one section, flip it over, do another section, then dunk again.
All right.
And on the side of the bucket, there's these walls that are sort of graded. Just put the mitt over that so it takes all the dirt off of it.
Okay.
Off you go. Start at the front, I'll start at the roof. We'll meet somewhere in the middle. Excellent. You want to be sure to get that mid in everywhere. With these Jeeps, there's one thing you have to be careful of. In this little valley here, they tend to accumulate stones and debris. So if you see one, don't go at it with the mitt. We'll pick it out another way.
No scratches.
Yeah, and no scratches.
All right.
Now Owen, I notice you put your hand inside the mitt. Some people do, some people don't. You don't have to if you don't want to. I use it more as a wash pad, but you can use it the way you're using it. There's nothing wrong with that either.
Okay.
So just so you know, you don't have to put it inside if you don't want to. The other advantage of actually not putting your hand in it is pressure points. Because now you only have one thickness between your fingers and the paint.
Oh.
This way you have a little more thickness, therefore less chance of pressure points that can scratch the vehicle.
Okay.
Another thing, Owen, when you're washing, always go from the top down, never from the bottom up, because you have more dirt accumulation on the bottom than you do on the top.
Is that to help it all flow down too?
To help it flow down, yes, and also just to prevent a possible little oops. So we'll take the bucket to the other side of the vehicle.
All right.
That way we're not having to walk back and forth. So start at the front, I'll start at the back, and we'll meet somewhere in the middle. So we shouldn't be climbing on vehicles. I know it's your grandfather's, but just to be safe. And one area that's missed by a lot of people, and you actually missed it here, don't know on the other side, but did you get the mirrors?
Don't think I did.
No. It's an often neglected area. The underside of the mirror as well.
Okay, what is our next step?
Cleaning the wheels and tires. Now, you saw this bucket laying around. In here, we have what we call a wheel and body brush. This is for the face of the tire and the wheel itself. So you can start with that. This brush is for the barrels. So I'm going to go into the barrels on this one, then I'll let you do the barrels on that one. So ideally is to work in a clockwise fashion. So an easy way to remember this, start at the valve stem, and go around.
Okay.
So you've had a digital watch all your life, haven't you?
No.
No? Okay, because clockwise is the other way, but doesn't matter. So I'll take that from you, and you can take this brush, and you just get in there and scrub the inner part of the wheels.
Okay.
Good job. Trade your brushes.
All right.
Next up, we get to rinse it one more time. Remember to always start aiming at the ground, making sure the tip doesn't fly off. Even though we've tested it, always test it again. Perfect.
Same process as last time?
Yeah, start with the top, work your way down.
How long have you been detailing?
I've been detailing 44 years now.
It's a long time.
Yeah, so I started when I was 12 years old. That's when I had my first detailing business.
Cool.
So I've been around just a few years longer than you have. Owen, have you ever waxed a car before?
I have never waxed a car before.
Okay, well, you're not about to start today. What we're going to be doing is quick beads. Now, you notice how the water is just sitting on your grandpa's truck?
Yes.
There's no water beading whatsoever happening here.
None.
So if you want to grab that pressure washer again, please.
All right.
We're going to show you what is the magic of quick beads. So first, put a bit of water on here, even though it's full of water, but just so you can see, we have no water beading whatsoever, right?
It's all flowing down.
All flowing down. We're going to take the quick beads and a couple small sprays. We don't want to inundate the panel with quick beads, and you see it starting to break up the water already. Now I'll take the pressure washer from you.
What would too much quick beads do?
Excellent question, and a lot of people start with too much quick beads. It causes streaking, and the surface doesn't look nice. But by just having enough, and what we're doing, we're not trying to rinse the quick beads off. And you notice here the panel's already dry. So we're not trying to rinse the quick beads off, we're trying to distribute the quick beads using the pressure washer. And to do that, I'm going to start from the bottom and work my way up. And you'll notice that it's frothy. And I keep going until it's not frothy anymore. And then I rinse it down. So do you notice a slight difference between this panel and the other ones?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think your grandfather will be happy. So spray a little bit, start on the front fender, and you want to do glancing sprays. So as you're pulling the trigger, move your hand. So that's a lot too much.
Oops.
Yeah, not oops, don't worry. You're not the first to do that. And we wait about 30 seconds, and we Then we distribute the quick beads. Now, spray it on the wheel. Just the wheel, not the tire. Excellent. Not too much this time. Perfect. And you'll watch the wheel start to bead as well. So quick beads is a water activated ceramic. It lasts, 3 to 6 months. And if I can take that from you, I'll give you the pressure washer, and I'll start spraying it here, and then you can spray it. But notice, you always want to shake it. It has graphene in it, graphene oxide, and we want to do quick glancing sprays like that. And then you can rinse from the bottom up, or distribute from the bottom up.
Bottom up.
Yeah. So aim the pressure washer up. Yeah. So put it backwards in your hand. That helps.
And now down?
Yep. Now there's a few areas where my glancing sprays didn't get, so I can just touch it up like that, and you can spray again. Fairly simple process.
Very simple.
And it makes drying a lot easier as well, because now we have a lot less water sitting on the surface than we had before. So the vehicle is basically drip drying. We don't want to let it dry by itself though. That's not a good thing.
Why not?
You'll get water spots. We have high mineral content in the water. Those minerals stay on the surface and make it so the surface is dull, and you can get actually water spots that look like basically dried water droplets. So let me spray a little more quick beads here. And we'll get the wheel. So start with the wheel and then distribute the rest. On the roof, we're going to go from one side to the other. So once again, I'll do the climbing. So just depositing it on the roof. We'll sit there for 30 seconds, and then I'll trade you. You want to spray the back window and the tonneau cover? We'll do that as well. And let it just go onto the tonneau cover. So spray above it, and it will just fall onto the cover. Yeah, perfect. A little more?
Dude?
Yeah. Maybe a little more. Closer to the back there, this last panel. Great. Let's do the tailgate. Give you back the pressure washer.
All right.
Start with the bumper and work your way up. You want to bring your hose around the front? I'll meet you at the other side. So like we did, we'll start with the hood, and you're actually going to go up the hood. So you're trying to push the water towards the windshield.
Okay.
So starting at the bumper and working our way up. Off you go.
Ready?
Yeah. So put your hand up a little higher and aim down. Down a little more. Yep, that's good. And then do the windshield as well. Watch your hose on the paint. Great job. Now we'll just rinse down the side one more time because of what came off of here. We don't want any streaks.
Okay.
Perfect. Now I'll show you a couple different methods of using quick beads. One of them, you're working outside in the sun. You may not have a pressure washer. You can do this with a garden hose as well. But while you're spraying, we spray into the stream of the water. Now that whole wheel is covered.
Why do we do that as opposed to just spraying it on first?
If you're in direct sunlight, putting it on the surface and it could dry there, it's not a good thing. So this is a way of mitigating that possibility of it drying on the surface.
Okay.
And things like the wheel well of the Jeep here, if we want to help keep it clean, this is a good way of doing it. So this way it's getting in everywhere and we know it's getting distributed. Now, another way of doing it is we'll start at the back and we'll work our way forward. I'm going to spray it on and you're going to do this. One second here. So you can start at the bottom and just move forward on a 45-degree angle like this.
Okay.
And you're just going to keep going all the way forward. On windows as well, yep. What part did we miss?
Did we miss the mirrors?
No, the back wheel.
Oh.
So here you go.
Did it work?
The wheel's almost dry, so yes.
All right. Good.
So we're done with the quick beads, we're done with the pressure washer, but now we get to dry the vehicle. So what we did with the quick beads is put a drying lubricant on the surface. If we just had the water, water is actually a solvent. You know what the Grand Canyon looks like?
Yep.
That's all done by water. So water is a solvent, it is not a lubricant. And if you don't lubricate the surface, your towel can possibly scratch it. Now, our drying blanket, probably not going to scratch anything, but just to be safe, we put a drying lubricant on. In this case, we use the quick beads. It's easy, it's effective, it works, and it's going to last a long time. Nice and dry. So, dry the rest of the vehicle.
All right.
So when we're drying, we have to make sure that A, we dry everywhere. Secondly, we don't want to put a lot of pressure on the towel. So like anything in detailing, pressure is never your friend. And we want to make sure that the towel doesn't touch the ground, doesn't touch the tires. So you want to do, like let's say we're doing the hood here. I'll actually anchor the towel with one hand and then with my other hand, go around and dry the surface.
Okay.
That way the towel is not falling on the ground. We're not worried about it because we've anchored it.
These towels feel different than regular towels.
Yeah, they are very different. It's a very tight twist loop. Very absorbent. Yeah, one of these towels will actually hold a gallon of water. Wow. Gets a little heavy with a gallon of water in it, but you get the idea. Before you get a whole gallon in though, you can wring it out. So the Jeep has lots of little nooks and crannies to get into. For the roof, just throw the towel up on the roof and then pull it back towards you, and we should end up with a dry roof. So how's it going, Owen?
It's going good. Looking much drier.
How's it feel under the towel?
Very smooth.
That's the whole idea. So the quick beads is providing lubrication and also leaving protection behind. Won't get as dirty as quickly. When it rains, it'll almost self-clean.
Do we need to do anything different for the windows?
Nope, just go over them with the towel. On, no detail is complete. We have clean wheels and tires. We've cleaned them. Now we just need to dry them, put the tire dressing on. We'll dry that one, I'll dry the front one,
all right,
and then we'll dress them. Start with the wheel and then finish with the tire. Owen, got a special request from your grandfather.
What is it?
Well, from the factory, there's writing on the wheels. He'd like us to get rid of that. So we're going to use Tree Sap Remover. Tree Sap Remover works on adhesive, it works on grease, it works on tar, and it works on the lettering on the wheels and tires. So spray a little bit on the towel, not on the wheel. And the corner that you sprayed on the towel, use that to wipe off the grease pencil.
All right. So enough or more?
A few more sprays. That should be enough.
We getting all the numbers off of this one?
Yes, please. So now that your grandfather is happy with those, we can put the tire dressing on. Now Jeeps have a peculiar area that needs tire dressing, and that is the bumpers, not just the tires. Jeep plastics tend to fade very quickly, so this will protect them from fading. It's not going to stop it 100%, but it's going to slow it down dramatically. So your grandpa's Jeep might eventually be yours, so you want to protect it. You never know. What we're going to be doing is 3 sprays on the brush, and then a couple sprays on the tires, since these are larger tires. trying to keep it off the wheel. And then the brush works it in nicely to all these ribs and knobs and stuff on the tire.
So the tire dressing is to keep it from fading?
Yeah, and just looks better too. And then from there, we can use the same brush and dress up the plastics a little bit. So you have to be careful not to get it on the body, but if you do, it's not a big deal. You just wipe it away with a dry towel. And those plastics will stay looking cleaner longer.
All right.
So now the brush is already primed. You just need to put one spray on the brush, two on the tire, get a little closer. That's good. And then spread it with a brush. Then you use the plastic, just use what's on the brush. Very good. You can do the whole front bumper with that as well. That you can put a couple sprays on the bumper and then spread it out.
How long does this stuff last before you need to reapply?
On the plastics, once a month. On the tires, it really depends on the mileage, and it depends on how the person is caring for it. Are you driving through rain? Are you just driving on sunny days? If they don't get wet, they last quite a long time, but eventually it wears off the tires. So you missed a couple spots. Take a look. Find them. Both ends. And the other end as well. And then the underside of it. And then just where the fender flare goes back in to the grill, and around the hook. Yeah, so there. Good. And then around the hook here. Same thing here.
Why do we call it detailing?
Well, the reason we call it detailing is we're going after all these little minute details. And we can wash a car. Car washing is one thing. It's, what we've done here is basically a car wash. A professional detailer wouldn't necessarily call this a detail. This they call a wash. Detailing, we'd probably be polishing, we'd be cleaning the interior, making sure we got all the door jambs clean and all that. But as a regular maintenance wash, this is a great, easy thing to do. And as a student, if you want to have a summer job, this is a great way of paying your way through school, getting a bit of extra money, fixing that rust on your Nissan, and I think it's past, it's past fixing. But anyways, Detailing is actually a very good summer job. It's something you can do yourself. You can start your own business and, you know, learn a bit of entrepreneurship, learn some detailing, get some customers, learn how to speak with people, and it just makes it just gives you a lot of experience in a short time, and it makes it fun at the same time.
I might try it this summer.
Yeah, because cleaning cars is fun. So, how'd you like it?
It was very satisfying. I
Good.
enjoyed it.
Think your grandfather will like it?
I hope so.
Yeah. If you have any questions, comments, thoughts, or ideas, leave them below. Thanks a lot.